The homework question on page 198, number 50. This is from the Barron's AP Calculus book. The question gives us a parabola where cx squared plus dx plus e for this function drawn. And then they're asking us about the coefficients c, d, and e for this function. So we can establish a few things. So right away, because it's an upside down parabola, we can say that c must be less than 0. In this case here, the e value represents our y-intercept. So e being this point here, the e value must be greater than 0. The last part of this is d, and d has to do with the vertex. And we could do this maybe using the Vieta's formula to work this out, but we can also use some calculus here. So for the use of calculus, we can say this, that the derivative is equal to 2cx plus d. And what can we establish about this derivative? Well, we want to know where it's equal to 0, some horizontal tangent. If we continue this, it's going to look like that. It looks like the horizontal tangent is going to be in the negative position. Okay, so that means that this x position, where f prime of x equals 0, we know that x must be less than 0. Okay, so we can then solve for this f prime of x equal to 0, solve this equation in terms of c and d. So x is equal to negative d over 2c. So if x is equal to negative d over 2c, and we know that c is negative, then in order to make x negative, so we'll do our sign analysis here. So this side must be equal to negative. We've got negative d over 2 times c, which was negative. Okay. In order for this expression on the left side to be negative, the d, we need to have an odd number of negatives. Well, we have 1, 2, so that d must be negative. By analysis then, or sign analysis, we know that d must be negative for this to work. Therefore, d must be less than 0. So then we've established c is less than 0, d is less than 0, and e is greater than 0. So the one that fits would be e. So the answer is E.